Hello, in this video we'll be looking at a question from the A-level paper 1, more specifically paper 1-2 from the year 2023. This is the question we'll be looking at today, and I'll be doing the solution out on the whiteboard, hopefully just like your teacher would if you were in school. If you were looking for another question from this paper, you should be able to find that in a playlist below the video. Okay, let's get to this question. In question 4, we have one equation and we simply need to solve it. Now, it's actually a polynomial of order 6, but really it's a quadratic equation. So we just have to solve this quadratic equation. Making it look like a quadratic is the first thing we need to do. We need to notice, and they come up regular enough, so we need to notice that this is the same as x cubed squared plus 215x cubed minus 27 equals 0. So this is 8 times something squared plus 215 times something minus 27 equals 0. That's a quadratic. Lots of students like to go ahead and write this as any letter. Let's go u squared plus 215u minus 27. And then some students even write this as 8x squared plus 215x minus 27 equals 0. And they go ahead and solve from this point. This is technically wrong. Okay, this is a mistake, but you're not going to lose any marks as long as you correct the mistake at the end. The problem is lots of students write this and then forget to correct it, and they get the wrong answer at the end. So I would advise you not writing this. I would advise you using one of these. I'm going to go ahead and solve from this line here. So let me just put a line through these two. I'm going to go ahead and solve from this one here. You solve this like any other quadratic. The first thing, you should usually try and solve it as try and factorize it. So we would get x cubed. Instead of x, I'm writing x cubed. Everywhere you would write an x, I'm going to write an x cubed. And we attempt to factorize this. Now my first idea would be, oh, this is going to be too hard. The numbers are too big. Now it actually does work out, so I will continue here. But after giving this maybe 20-30 seconds of an attempt, I would usually move on and just use the minus b formula. Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Takes a couple of minutes extra than factorizing, but it always works. Some students that hate factorizing, and lots do, I'd say 20-30% of students just can't do factorization. I always tell them, just use this, learn how to use this, it'll work every time. Now as it happens, this time we're looking for two numbers that multiply to get 8. We're looking for two numbers that multiply to get 27, and we need to combine them to get 215. So that gives us a little clue, because this is a big number here. So what if we use the biggest factor of 8, which is 8, and we use the biggest factor of 27, which is 27, and if we multiply them together, that actually gets us very close to 215. Multiply these together, we get 216. So we're just one too big, and we need it to be a plus. So we just need to take away 1, and that works out. 8 times 1 gets an 8. 1 times 27 gets a 27. Minus 1 plus 27 minus 20, that works. 8 times 27, 216. Minus 1 times 1, 215. So we don't actually need to use this, but you should go ahead and use this if you're not able to do factorization. Okay, so what's next? This tells us that x cubed is equal to 1 over 8. Just put it equal to 0, divide both sides by 8. We get that. X cubed is equal to minus 27. That's two answers. You're going to get most of your marks for that. 3 marks for this whole question. You'll probably get 2 marks at this point. But try to remember, you're not finished. This is why it's a mistake to use this line. We're not finished. We want to know what x is, not x cubed. So we just take the cube root of both sides. Put it on a calculator. There's nothing tricky here. There's Powers of 3, 5, 7, odd number powers are quite easy. Calculator will do them. It's the even numbers you have to be careful of, plus or minus. So we get x is equal, cube root of this is 1 over 2. That's it, that's the only answer on this side. And do the same over here, we get x is equal to minus 3. You could also do these in your head. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Minus by minus by minus is a minus. A half times half times a half is an 8. There are 2 answers and only 2 answers. Okay, if you have any questions on that, put them in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out.